We're counting down 20 fun and surprising facts about ancient Greece, from daily quirks to epic battles, but stick around for number 1. It's a mind-blowing piece of technology that seems straight out of the future. 20 facts, counting down, and wait until you hear number 1. Here's number 20. Ancient Athens invented democracy in 508 BC, allowing male citizens over 18 years old to vote directly on laws and leaders in large assemblies. This system contrasted with monarchies everywhere and inspired modern democratic governments used throughout the world today. At number 19, Spartan boys began rigorous military training at the age of 7, leaving their families to live in barracks until they turned 30 years old. This intense upbringing created the most feared warriors in Greece, who valued discipline and courage above all other virtues. Number 18. The ancient Olympic Games began in 756 BC and continued every 4 years for over 1,000 years, with events like wrestling and chariot racing. Athletes competed completely naked, and winners received only a simple olive wreath as their prize for supreme athletic achievement. Here's number 17. The great Socrates never wrote anything down himself, yet his revolutionary ideas shaped all of Western philosophy after his student Plato recorded their famous dialogues. He was eventually sentenced to death by drinking poison hemlock for supposedly corrupting the youth of Athens with his teachings. At number 16, ancient Greek theaters like Epidaurus, built in the 4th century BC, featured incredible acoustics, allowing audiences of 14,000 to hear a pin drop from the stage. Performers used masks and projected their voices, using special techniques that still amaze sound engineers visiting the ruins today. Number 15. Olive oil was so vital to ancient Greeks that they used it for cooking, cleaning skin as currency, and even in religious ceremonies across their society. Athens' wealth came largely from its massive olive groves, which supplied oil throughout the Mediterranean region for many centuries. Here's number 14. Ancient Greek warships known as triremes measured 120 feet long and required 170 rowers, arranged in 3 tiers for maximum speed. These agile vessels helped Athens build a dominant navy that controlled the Aegean Sea in the 5th century before Christ. At number 13, ancient Greek symposia were exclusive all-male drinking parties held after dinner, where up to 30 guests discussed philosophy while reclining on couches. These gatherings often featured music, poetry, and hired entertainers, but frequently became quite rowdy with more wine as the night went on. Number 12. Hippocrates, born in 460 BC, is known as the father of medicine, and his school established ethical standards, like the famous Hippocratic Oath, still used by doctors today. He taught that diseases had natural causes rather than resulting from angry gods, which revolutionized the entire field of medical practice. Here's number 11. Ancient Athenians practiced ostracism by voting to exile politicians for 10 years, using inscribed pottery shards called ostraca, with over 6,000 votes needed. This democratic tool prevented any one person from gaining too much power and threatening their young system of government. At number 10, Spartan women enjoyed far more rights than other Greek females, including owning property, receiving education, and even participating in athletic competitions in short tunics. They trained physically to bear strong babies who would grow up as future soldiers for Sparta's powerful army. Number 9. The Parthenon Temple, constructed between 447 and 432 BC, features optical illusions where columns bulge in the middle and lean inward to appear perfectly straight. These clever refinements demonstrate the incredible precision and mathematical knowledge of ancient Greek architects and builders at work. Here's number 8. Alexander the Great conquered territory from Greece all the way to India, creating an empire of over 2 million square miles by the age of 32. His military tactics are still studied in war colleges today, while he spread Greek culture across much of the known world. At number 7, blind poet Homer composed both the Iliad and the Odyssey around 800 BC using dactylic hexameter verse that influenced all Western literature for millennia afterward. These epic poems preserved Greek history, mythology, and values and remain required reading in schools even 3,000 years later. Number 6. Ancient Greeks worshipped 12 Olympian gods living on Mount Olympus and created a 40-foot-tall gold ivory statue of Zeus that was one of the 7 wonders. This statue was considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world before it was eventually lost to history forever. Here's number 5. Instead of toilet paper, ancient Greeks used sponges attached to sticks which they shared in public latrines after rinsing them in buckets of salt water. These communal facilities were surprisingly advanced for their time and located in busy central areas of their cities. At number 4, Archimedes of Syracuse shouted Eureka after discovering his buoyancy principle while bathing, and later designed war machines that defended against Roman invaders in 214 BC. His inventions and mathematical contributions were so advanced that they influenced scientists and engineers for thousands of years after his death. Number 3. Hero of Alexandria invented the first vending machine around 50 AD, which dropped a fixed amount of holy water once a coin was inserted into its slot. The machine used a clever system of levers and weights to function, making it an amazing example of ancient engineering skill and innovation. Here's number 2. At the Battle of Thermopylae, in 480 BC, 300 Spartans and 700 Thespians held off over 100,000 Persians for 3 days. Their sacrifice delayed the Persian invasion, giving other Greek cities time to prepare, and it inspired legends of heroism still told today. And finally, the number 1 fact. The Antikythera mechanism recovered from a 2,000-year-old shipwreck contains over 30 gears and could predict astronomical positions and eclipses for decades ahead. This device represents technology so advanced that nothing like it appeared again until the 14th century, mechanical clocks. Which one got you? Comment the number below and subscribe. There's a new list every day.